Hey everybody, this is Bugsy. I've been thinking about a, I've been thinking about a thing. I've been thinking about certain thing that's been kind of gnawing away at me, but it's an old yet dear memory to me, my friends. Very old, dear memory. Well, for anybody that ever had a Sega Genesis as a kid, I did too. But I wanted to show you what Sega Channel was.
Machete, a madman, has a missile aimed at Washington. Go kick some ass.
It's a service where you can play like 50 games every month, and then every month the games would change. You'd play new games. There'd be a place where you test drive games if you want to buy them. If you want to buy them, there were. There were new games and a whole bunch of other stuff in content and Sega contests. Back when Sega really was like up on Nintendo's level. They're working together with Sega now, but Sega's working together with Nintendo now. But when they had Sega channels, in my opinion, it was just great. Let me show you a little bit of these are not, this video is not mine, it's another person's, but just wanted to show you how the menu was, how the menu went, well, how it started up. And I'd be like, now this is how it used to start up for me whenever I had it, or it started like that. Oh man, you couldn't get any better than that, man. Hearing that old tune again just made me just think about all the Sega Channel stuff. I literally just come home from school. This is before I got all in the Kids WB and all that good stuff with afternoon watching the cartoons. But I used to go to these menus and play the ever-loving crap out of these games. I played that game. I actually even played the Phantasy Star games, and I really didn't like them, but I tried them. These are test drives. These were where you could test out any games you may want to buy. This is the sports arena. This is sort of self-explanatory. The Adventure Zone. I've seen a lot of these. I played a lot. I played Bubsy, I played Earthworm Jim, I played Chameleon Kid, I played Mega Man, which was the Wily's Wars version. You see that the Sega Channel exclusive? Yeah, that was the one. You couldn't play Wily's Wars anywhere else. So yeah, it was awesome. So those were Wheels and Wings. Like, these were for car games, cars and planes and whatnot. I kind of stayed out of this area. There are the dungeon crawlers. That's stuff from the Sega Club, which is a lot of different stuff. This is like the list of games. Sometimes when you load a game, but every month the menu would change. But every time you load a game, you'd see those little news pieces pop up. Oh man, guys, just looking at this stuff, it just kind of brings a tear to my eye. I mean, it became Game Tap if like a whole, I'd say a whole mess of years later. You know, and back then Game Tap had promise, but now it's like, yeah, let's take up all the freaking games that made our freaking catalog. Even all the Sega games, they're all gone. It sucks. Yeah, Game Gear games, all that. But I just want to think about. I just want to think about freaking Sega Channel for a minute. Month 3. Now this is the one thing I remember the most. The arcade, the screen you see before you was the now playing one. Here's Fantasyland, all the fantasy games. Wills and Wings, you know, all these different, all these different, um, all these different menus would happen. You get news and info, usually about contests, or news about new about contests and certain things. Sega goes on. Oh yeah, I remember that. Sometimes, I was trying to show you. I was trying to show you the download thing. This is like in the '90s, people. Before our computers could basically do anything. But look, right there, like right there when that thing speeded up. Let me show you. Right? Yeah. When you saw the Earthworm Jim kind of load, that's how you used to kind of wait for the loading. You see, you'd look at, these were like different infos on the levels, kind of like a guide. This would talk about, like, every time you load a different game, they talk about something else or the same thing. I used to spend a lot of time as a kid playing stuff on the Sega Channel. It was a it was a good freaking it was a good time. It was a good time when you were a kid. Just to just go home, you know, finish your homework and just go and go into your room and just play Sega Channel. It's freaking awesome. My Sega Genesis accidentally got sold in a garage sale. You know, I had so many good memories attached to that Sega Genesis. Originally, it was my sister's, but you know, it became mine. Man, I miss it. Sega Channel, wherever you. Well, I'd say I know where you are.
Look, there's nothing else to see here. It's the end of the video. It's done. It's over. Alright?
You. Anyways, back to what I was saying. It was just a nice little time, you know? You enjoyed every minute of it. And I actually signed up for some of those contests that you probably seen in that video. Though I never would win anything when I did. But it was like I said before, it was a good time. I really, really, really miss it. But hey. I can't cling on. I can't cling to Sega Channel forever. Like I did with Game Tap. For some of you that don't know Game Tap, I'm going to, for those of you that don't, this is for those of you that kind of go like, what in the crap is Game Tap? Well, I'm about to pull up an old video thing of how Game Tap used to start. Oh man, I remember a lot of things, guys. I mean, when I looked at Game Tap, I was like, Sega Channel? It's like your best friend that fakes his death, and he's back as another person, and you're like, is that you? I mean, let me look at you in the light. But oh man, I just remember all the good stuff. It was basically Sega Channel, man. I was like, oh snap! But little did I know that Sega Channel changed, because I had a subscription. I had a subscription to all. I had a subscription to the to Game Tap back when it was first starting out. Oh, when it was first starting out, guys, it was brilliant. You had Neo Geo games, you had Sega games, you had games from the Commodore 64. You had Oregon Trail. You had Oregon Trail. You didn't have Sonic CD. You didn't have Sega CD games, but you did have games from 32X that you'd play on your computer. All this you could play on your computer. It was freaking glorious, people. I am not freaking kidding you. When Game Tap was when it was just starting out, I felt that feeling of being that little kid that just would go into his, the Sega Channel wasn't in my room, it was in my sister's room, and I'd play it, I don't know, I have things to choose from, as you can see right here. They had a variety, and I mean a variety of games.
Die again at GameTap, where you can play hundreds of the greatest video games right from your broadband-connected PC. GameTap. Expand your playground. Get your free trial at GameTap.com.
Now, let me show you a little bit of what it is today. See, this is all the stuff from the Game Tap TV. Back when they, because they had because they didn't have just video games. You actually could watch their Game Tap shows. Now let me show you an old client video of Game Tap. How it used to open up whenever you started up. I looked at this and it's when I first got it, I was like, could this be? Some type of Game Tap now where most of the games now, if you're not careful, they can give you viruses. It really sucks. It really sucks. Because Game Tap used to be like Sega Channel, and a lot of people used to enjoy it. I've heard from people they have not touched Game Tap since since GameTap's little regime change. And it just goes to show you can't mess up a good you mess up a good thing. Because GameTap had a good thing going. But things had to change, I suppose. And mostly the whole catalog changed along with it. Most of the good games I used to play on GameTap are freaking gone because of I don't know, copyright reasons or something. But they're gone. I even made a video, an old video where you can actually see my face. You could see my face back then. But it's GameTap was awesome. Now it's like kinda, I don't know how to really technically put it. It's like, let me see. It's sort of like, can't even make a good analogy about it. Basically it's like it's sold out. It had good ideas. It's, in its beginning, but then it just kind of petered out on itself. With the new company that owned GameTap, owned by some company named Metabola, which sounds like a freaking disease.
It's called Metabolia.
Metabolia?
Yeah.
Yeah, so things haven't really been the same since they took over. It used to be a part of Turner Broadcasting, kind of like Sega Channel, and that's because I remember I was doing research on the GameTap, and that's when I found out, holy crap, GameTap was Sega Channel this whole entire time. I was like, no! Well, that's pretty much all you got. That's pretty much all I got for right now about GameTap or Sega Channel. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I still have my subscription to GameTap anymore, but I haven't been over there for a while, and I know that only a few of my favorite games are still around, but they've...
Civilization?
Yes, Civilization. They beefed it up with some modern games, and I guess that's cool. But, you gotta have a strong PC to play these games. I am not kidding. My Alienware laptop can do it, but you have to have like this strong gaming PC like what I have here. So if you're gonna get GameTap, cool. But if you already have it, dude, you are the faithful one. I don't know. Well, see you guys later. This is Bugsy signing off. And Sega Channel. Dun 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 dun.